Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're doing a How Stuff Works, the sock bun and simple non-heat curls. This is one of my favorite techniques for creating nice bouncy body in hair without any heat. Most of you know that I have notoriously fine, thin Scandinavian hair. I've never ever been able to use a curling iron with any effect, and for me a perm just ends up looking like frizz. When I found the sock bun, I was a total convert from the very first try, and if you've never seen it done, I'm going to show you today. You may have short hair, and that's okay because you might have a niece, a friend, an aunt, a sister, even a mother who has longer hair and would love to have some curls without damaging their hair. This is the best way to do it. You're going to need a few simple items. One is a clean sock. Another is a little bit of spritz or water in a spray bottle if your hair is currently dry. I use a little bit of mousse so that my curls hold. I also use a pick and a little hair barrette holder thingy that we usually use for the kind of twist in the back of the hair. Of course, I'm going to need some scissors as well to help my sock. So the first step is you get a clean sock. Now this is not a pretty sock, but it's one I'm about to get rid of, so I'm going to demonstrate how I got my sock bun by showing you what you do. You take a sock, and if you think of like the old-fashioned gold toe socks, I know we still have them in the market today, they have that gold part around the toes. We're going to cut that part off. So I'm going to hold my sock up here, and I'm just going to cut straight across and take that whole toe end out. So now I have, and I throw that away, now I have this sock with the toes missing. What you do then to create your sock bun is you start at the top end of the sock, at the band, and you just start to roll it up like a little bun here, around and around itself. And essentially what we're making is a free version of the bun forms that you can buy in the store for $7, $10. If you wanted to use that, you could, but I'm just going to use this guy. I also like the sock because it absorbs moisture, and we will be using damp hair with this. If you use the bun form, which is great during the daytime use for actually having a bun in your hair, they're made out of a nylon-y, plasticky material, and they don't absorb the moisture. So I like this guy because I'm going to be sleeping in this. That's part of what a sock bun is about. The next thing is to prepare my hair. Now you want your hair to be damp but not wet. So I tend to prefer to start with dry hair. And what I do is I just use my little spray bottle of water and I just spritz down the ends. Now if I had already put a little mousse in my hair earlier this week, then I wouldn't need to apply any extra holding agent, but I didn't. So I'm going to also add just a little bit of mousse into my hair here. I'm just using about that much just because I'm only doing the ends. This is not going to go throughout the whole hair. This is just, as you can see, about 3/4 of the way down my hair, or maybe halfway down my hair. Essentially, I'm starting where it leaves the scalp, and I'm doing that portion. Now I could also put a little more in the top if I wanted tighter curls up at the top, but I know for me I like them down near the bottom. So now I have this damp hair that's got product in it that's going to hold my curls, and I'm just combing that out so that it's all nice and slick. Now the next step is to go ahead and gather the hair on the very top of your head. You're not going to do it at the back like a bun because remember, this isn't going to be anything anyone sees. You're going to be sleeping in this, and you don't want it at the back of your head when you lie back in bed. So you're going to put it on the very top. Now I'm going to take my pick and I'm going to tip my head upside down and gather this at the top of my head in a top knot. So I'll be right back. So it looks like 1982. That's so awesome. So in order to put the sock bun in, if I tried to put this at the end of my hair and roll it down, it would never work. So I'm going to put this clip in my hair to hold where my hand is right now. Hold on one sec. Now I have the clip in. Now I can use both my hands to start to roll the sock bun. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to re-wet just a little bit. My hair is so fine that just that little bit of movement has already caused it to dry. So I'm just again moistening, spritzing, and now I'm going to take my real sock bun, not the one we used for demo, but this is the size I actually use. So you can see compared to my palm, it's not real big. This gives me nice tight curls. Notice there's a lot of space in the center because the hair is going to wind through and through it. If it's too tight in the middle, the hair gets wet in there and won't dry out. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my hair up through the middle, just like through a donut. Notice that clip, if that weren't holding it, all my hair would be falling down right now. And I know gals that can do it like that, but I can't. So I'm taking the end, I got about 4 inches from the end, and now I'm just hand winding the end around because that's gonna be a curl. Then I'm gonna hold that and start to spread my hair around and wind it down. Notice I'm just turning it down, and as I do so, I'm moving the hair around the donut, just like you'd do if you were wearing it for daytime for a bun. Now, as I get closer to that clip, I'm gonna have to have that moment of truth where I'm gonna remove the clip and I'm gonna have to finish real quick. So I'm gonna take that out and now finish winding all the way down. And as I'm doing it, I'm not just turning down, I'm also pulling the inside up and out, like water out through a water fountain, like a decorative fountain. And so now I have this little donut on the top of my head. See, now I missed a piece, right? Super nice. Now that's not gonna go well, so I'm gonna wind him up and he'll be a different kind of curl. He's gonna be a spiral around the base of the bun. And I'm looking around for anybody else that got missed, okay? The last thing I'm gonna do is spritz this whole thing with a little bit of water so that anybody who's not currently in the package is at least held up long enough for the mousse to dry them into place. Now, this is a 2-part process. The first part was tonight. We applied the sock bun. I don't even need bobby pins, and I have the slickest, finest hair. So if you have thicker hair, it'll be a cinch. If you have shorter hair, you might find you need a few bobby pins, and those are real easy. You just kind of stick them under through the base. I'm gonna sleep in this tonight. When I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna come back, I'll have dry hair, I'll take it down, and I'll show you the next step of our sock bun. Stay tuned for more. Things have smushed a bit in the night. This is not a honeymoon phase look. This is a we've been married a while look, you know, and so this is not something you're gonna wanna wear in the first 5 months of knowing your special someone. But it does the trick. So I'm going to take it out and show you what has happened to our hair. To take it out, I'm just unrolling the hair the same way I rolled it down, just in reverse. And when I get to the very top, I'm not going to pull, I'm just going to carefully unwind that hair. So essentially what's happened is my hair has turned into a nice big pile. And it's going to need a little management here because as I take it down, what you'll see is that the curls are kind of all together in one place. I like the look of gentle waves. So I'm going to coax this hair down, and there's like lint and stuff from my pillow, without actually brushing it out. Again, remember, this is a person whose hair does not curl well. So if I were to brush all this down right now, I would lose everything I just worked for. Instead, I'm going to kind of finger pull. Once I get the main part of the hair, I'm going to finger pull this down very gently so that the curls start to drop, but I'm not actually uncurling them at all. Once I get it to a point where I could conceivably walk around my life, around town, to work, then I'm going to stop. I'm not going to keep going. So I'm looking in the mirror. Right now, you know, what this looks like is essentially hair that was done with some hot rollers and no heat, no damage, which is awesome. So I'm going to have my chai. Yum, always a great way to start the day. And sit with this for a couple hours, just kind of go about my business. I'm going to be working this morning, so I'll have this in. And then when I'm ready to go out and get the final look, when my husband comes home from work, it'll be exactly the way I want it to look. See you in a little bit. So I've been wearing this hair now for most of the day, and the curls have started to soften down a little bit, but this is not the look I actually want, this kind of cutesy look with the barrettes. So I'm going to take them out. The whole point of putting the sides up like that was to get that front stuff under control. I'm going to bring this down a little bit, and I'm bringing forward the part that seems like it has the nicest shape. Then I'm going to go through the whole thing with a pick. The whole point for this is, as I said, just some loose waves so that my hair isn't quite so flat. So for the last stage, I'm just going to comb through the whole thing now. And this is going to pull out the curls almost completely. Now what'll happen right away is this is going to look like a bunch of frizz because I just combed it out. But what I'm doing here then is creating a look that's just really loose, low waves. And again, what looks like frizz now is going to tamp down in about an hour, and it'll be just soft, glowy kind of body. So thanks for joining me for How Stuff Works, the sock bun and simple no heat curls. Subscribe to my channel, share with a friend, leave me a comment if you have questions or thoughts, and down below you'll see the sock bun queen, Lepsy, Lepsy.com. She's where I found out about the sock bun. She's awesome and has all kind of fun beauty tips. So if you're into that sort of fun girl stuff, check her out as well. As for me, I'll see you next time for another How Stuff Works.